Hey Libra, welcome to your love and romance reading for August 2020. We're going to see what's going on for you all with this lovely mermaid themed deck here, going along with our ocean and mermaid theme for the summer. Guys, if you are new to the channel and you cannot stand another love reading and you don't even know why you're watching this, every single week I do a weekly forecast for everything other than love and romance. So be sure to check out that as well. I know love is interesting. It's a normal human thing to want romance, but check out the weekly forecast too, because that's all the other very important areas of life. All right, let's get into it, my darlings. So the first card here for Libra, I keep wanting to say Aquarius. If it jumps out of my mouth, please forgive me. But some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius and their energy might like be really coming in. But I'm just giving you a heads up here. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Venus. Your first card here is Four of Cups, so maybe some of you don't want that Aquarius. Maybe you're like, no, all right, or some other situation. Regardless of what sign it is, there might be something here where you're feeling discontent. For some reason, Libra, and maybe, it's because of the love and the romance energy, I feel this discontentment is over an apology. Like, I feel like somebody's coming to you and saying, Libra, I'm so sorry. Like I messed up or I was wrong. And I feel like the Four of Cups is like you're just, you're not convinced. You're not convinced in some way. Like you're going to have to do better. For other ones of you, it's a little bit more complicated than that, Libra. And my heart goes out to you because you might be in a bit of a dilemma. And the dilemma I feel is this. You might have someone who's really trying to have a chance with you. Okay? Whether this is a relationship you tried to break up, you tried to leave, and you're still kind of trying to get out of it, or if it's someone that's been pursuing you and they want a chance with you. I feel like this person is doing everything right. Like they're doing everything they could possibly do to win you over. But at the end of the day, we can't force our hearts to feel a certain kind of way if we don't feel that kind of way. And so I feel some of you Libras are feeling kind of bad about that. You're in this energy where you're like, man, like I should be happy with this. I should be satisfied with this. Like everything is great on paper. This person has all these great qualities. They're attractive. They're really going out of their way to make me happy. But I don't want this relationship. And I don't know what to say. I don't know how to do this. So I feel some of you are having a hard time in that way. The creator of this deck has this card listed here, and the keyword is boredom. You see how at the bottom it says boredom. And so some of you might be bored. Some of you might be feeling like, I'm just not impressed with what's around right now. People are trying to talk to me. They're stepping up to me. Again, maybe they're good-looking people. They've got a lot of things going for them, a lot of really great qualities, but you're not feeling it. You're not feeling it. And I feel what this is, Libra. I'm going to be flat out honest with you. You guys who watch my readings, things get really deep. They get really deep and they go into like the deep emotional and mental stuff. Four of Cups can be a card of divine discontentment. Okay, Rumi, the mystic Rumi, the poet, he wrote about divine discontentment. And divine discontentment is when we come to this point where we reach a level of love for ourselves and a level of faith and belief in our higher power and in our spiritual connection, that we realize that we maybe have been settling for very bare minimum kind of things and that we're worthy and deserving of more, right? Just because somebody doesn't verbally or physically abuse you, that doesn't mean that, we have to throw that person a parade, right? Just because somebody isn't stealing from you or talking bad about you behind your back, that doesn't mean that, you have to be, super like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're in my life. You can be grateful for those things, but those are bare minimum things, right? Like if you think about it in the context of like a parent, right? A parent that is working and putting food on the table for their child and taking care of their child, that's the responsibility of the parent. It's not, it's a basic responsibility. It's not like above and beyond, right? It's not like above and beyond. So just because somebody is giving you basic respect, basic attention, basic affection, that doesn't mean that you have to be like, oh my gosh, like, like trembling and like fear of like losing that. That's basic respect. It's basic. It's the least somebody can do for you, right? So the divine discontentment is when we can say, you know what, I'm grateful for having this. I really am. I appreciate that I have this in my life, but at the same time, I know that I'm deserving and worthy of so much more. And I'm tired of lowering the bar. I'm tired of not going for what I truly want. And so in this way, Libra, this is the dilemma. Some of you are having to tell somebody no, and you're not sure how to tell them no, but you're having to tell them no because even though all those, basic foundational things may be there, in your heart of hearts, you might not be feeling that romance vibe for that person. You may not be feeling that love vibe for that person. Or you might be wanting something else out of life. Maybe you want a relationship, but maybe you want a relationship where you're able to be free and travel with your partner, or, go live that RV life, or, nomadic life. Or maybe you love your partner and they're really great, but you want somebody who's going to be able to settle down and have a family, or, whatever it might be. Or you just want somebody who's more, on the same lines of your love language, whatever it might be. You have the right to want whatever you want. You don't have to feel guilty about that, right? As long as what you want is legal and consensual and, like dealing with other legal consenting adults, there's nothing to feel bad about. So that's the energy, Libra. You're not satisfied, and I think some of you are struggling with that. And Spirit is saying, don't be so hard on yourselves about it. The next card here, oh wow. Wow. Well, here we are. Here we are continuing with that Aries energy coming in for Libra, right? So some of you could be dealing with Aries. If you have Aries in your chart, I'd be curious. I would encourage you to check out where Aries is in your chart. And this might be the house or the area of your life that is affecting your love life, or that is opening the door for love to come in for you. Before you all start messaging me and asking me, giving me your like birthday and all this stuff to ask me if you have Aries in your chart and where your Aries is, I am not an astrologer, guys. I am not an astrologer by any means. I do not want to give you false information. The folks at Truly Divine are really awesome. They have a very fast, very easy system, and they're offering you guys a 30% off still for as many reports as you want to do. So if you want to get your natal chart analyzed and figure out, what your chart is made up of and what's in what house, and look at like your love and relationship compatibility with somebody and how your energies kind of interact with each other, you can get as many reports as you want from them with the discount code. So check them out if you want guidance around the astrology aspect. I read intuitively. But Emperor energy here is, I feel is that this is the answer to what you're wanting, Libra. I feel that even though you're not an Aries, I feel that this is definitely an energy coming in here of what you're wanting. Now, this could also be a Scorpio, because the Emperor is going to be representative of both Aries and Scorpio masculine energies. So there may be a masculine Aries or Scorpio that has caught your eye that's making you realize where you've been discontent in your love life, or in your life in general. And so when I say masculine, please understand, if you're watching this and you freak out and you're like, oh, no, 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 I don't date dudes, I'm only into ladies. Like, it doesn't matter, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. So even if you are into ladies and you're like, nope, no, I only date ladies, right? It's, when I say masculine, it still applies, because we all have masculine and feminine energies. So this would be a lady who has the masculine energy of the qualities of the Emperor. And the Emperor is about structure, about balance, about order, about getting things done. Highly, highly independent. Okay, Emperor needs a lot of space. So even though the Emperor is able to commit to a relationship, and the Emperor can be a loyal partner and be passionate and be loving, they also need their space. They need their time and they need their space. So some of you might be realizing that, hey, you know what? I do want a relationship, but I don't necessarily want a traditional relationship. I'm not necessarily looking for the white picket fence and the, going into like buying property with somebody, right? So a lot of the times too, when there's like Emperor and Empress dynamics or aspects in a relationship, these are two very independent people. They don't argue about who gets to drive the car, right? They have their own car, right? You drive your car, I drive my car, I'll meet you there, right? When we think about love, it's kind of really spoon-fed to us of like what we're supposed to expect. Or if when somebody loves you, this is what they're gonna do, right? This is the kind of commitment they're gonna give you, or this is the kind of life they're gonna give you, or this is the things that they're gonna do. But love is not that black and white, right? Love, there's all, it's like, I always say it's like a salad. There's a billion, trillion, zillion ways to make salad. Like, I could be like Forrest Gump talking about shrimp if I start listing all the different kinds of salad. And so love, even romantic love, there's a lot of different ways that you could make a romantic relationship. And so Libra, you're figuring out what love is to you. And for you, you're wanting a love that is allowing you to maintain your independence. You're wanting a love that's allowing you to be yourself, to do your thing, to not have to answer to anybody all the time, and to just have your own space, to have your own stuff. I feel for those of you that are nearing marriage, like you're in a relationship and you're engaged and you guys are talking about marriage, I feel there may even be prenuptial agreements and things that are coming up. And Libra, you may be the one bringing it up. Because you may be feeling like, you know what, like I want to know that this person's not going to get too dependent on me, or this person's not going to expect me to totally be the breadwinner, or they're not looking at me as like a meal ticket. Some of you in a newer relationship, this topic might even be coming up very early on, and you might be putting it out there in like a slick kind of way. Like, oh, you know what, if I ever got married, I think I would want a prenup, right? Like, you're not telling that person, so if things got, serious, would you be willing to sign it? Like, you're not throwing it in their face like that. You're just kind of letting it be known that, I think that's a good idea. I think when people get married and I think more people should consider that, right? Like, you're kind of maybe saying it in a little bit of an indirect kind of way. But I feel like there may even be like talk of prenup for some of you. And maybe before you were the kind of person where you were like, oh, heck no. If anybody asked me to sign a prenup, I'd be out of there. I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing it, right? But now the shoe's on the other foot and you're thinking about like for yourself. You're like, well, I don't want anybody coming after me, or I've worked really hard for everything I have. I don't want to go into this relationship and this person just think that they're going to have half of everything I've been working for since before I even met them. So some of you might be the ones that are bringing this up. Oh my gosh, I just got chills. Libra, I just got chills. Remember how I said in the beginning I kept wanting to say Aquarius? Well, look at it. It's right here. So that's confirming that some of you are dealing not just with an Aquarius, but very, very similar. I'm very, not similar, I'm sorry, very significant. I'm getting my S words mixed up. Very significant, okay? Because this is major arcana. Now, you have had these two major arcana cards coming back to back. So this is telling us this is a very massive shift for you in love life. This is really, really big, right? Some of you maybe are coming out of a very long period of singleness. Some of you are coming out of a very long relationship, maybe even a marriage, and you're making a very big leap into a new way of living and a new way of life and a new kind of relationship. And so some of you are dealing with an Aquarius. There may be an Aquarius that you're kind of planning to move forward with your future with. If it's not an Aquarius, because we did also have that Aries and Scorpio energy with the Emperor. If it's not the Aquarius, it could be Scorpio, it could be Aries, it could be a different sign. Keep in mind, sometimes people, it's going to be their moon, their rising, their Venus, and we don't always know that about a person. I always give the example of there's a Leo that I used to do readings. I'm sorry, a Taurus. I used to do readings for this Taurus, or about this Taurus. And every time he showed up or he popped up in the reading, he always popped up as the Strength card, which is Leo. And I never understood why until I looked, and then I realized, oh, he's got a Leo moon. Yeah, he's got a Leo moon. He's a Taurus with a Leo moon. So it's like, okay, so his moon sign energy is coming in really dominant. So you don't always know. You might know somebody's sun sign, but you don't know what their moon or rising or their Venus is. But anyway, let's put the zodiac signs aside. The star card is going to be a time in your life in where you can finally expect for things to get better, right? You can finally expect for things to begin taking shape. You've made it out of the chaos. You've made it out of the darkness. You're moving towards the light, and you are feeling inspired. You're feeling a sense of beauty, inspiration, passion, positivity, optimism, planning for the future. And the star is a very free spirit. It's a very free energy, right? It's very independent. It's not someone who's going to be clingy, right? So you yourself may be stepping into this energy where you're ready to shine and you're ready to receive attention, or you might be feeling very inspired by this person where you're like, wow, I never really kind of thought about this kind of a relationship, but I really feel very inspired by the way this person is living their life and how free they are, and how inspiring or motivational they are. And so some of you may be kind of following this star, right? Following the star. Like I said, it could be Aquarius because I kept wanting to say Aquarius, or Spirit was just saying that, this is someone who kind of has that star energy that's going to be coming in for you, or you're stepping into energy yourself. Now, I feel for a lot of you that this is someone who, whether it's you or the person that you're going to be involved with, I feel that the star card is representative of somebody who has been through a lot of trauma, has been through a lot of difficulty, and has really managed to stay a loving person and an inspirational person. And I feel, Libra, that in some ways, I feel this is the other person, Libra, because I feel in some ways, I feel like you're the one, like you have the Emperor energy, and you're kind of like taking this person under your wing in a way, in which you're trying to kind of give them some of your ideas of how they can shine more, or how they can put themselves out more. It might even become something to where maybe this person is doing something with a business or with some kind of message that they're trying to put out there, and you may be helping them how to do this. Like, oh, you know what? This would be a really great idea, or this would be a really great way of reaching more people, or you know what? This is a really interesting thing about you. You should show this more. You should show this side of you more, you know? So I feel there may be a partnership in this way as well for some of you. The next card here is the Vortex, right? This is, you have all of these major arcana cards coming in back to back, back to back, back to back. You're going to have to make a decision. I feel there's somebody that really, really wants you and you're not feeling it. And there's somebody else that you really, really want. And you're going to have to make a decision, right? And there may be like a having to break away. I feel, Libra, for a lot of you, you're wanting, and this is a reoccurring theme for you, Libra. This is a reoccurring theme for you. A lot of you want desperately, and when I say reoccurring theme is because it's been coming up in the weekly forecasts, and it's come up in a few of your love readings in the past. So some of you are still kind of struggling with this. A lot of you are wanting desperately to break away from a traditional way of life. You're wanting to break away from the expectation, the traditional expectations, cultural expectations, religious expectations. You're wanting very much to break away and just kind of come out of your shell and be yourself and live authentically. And for some of you, you've been having a hard time doing that. And now there's this star energy coming in of somebody who's broken out. They've broken out, they're above it, they're shining, and you're like, wow, like I want to be with that, you know, I want to be with that star. I want to be a star too. I want to break out too. And so the Devil card is telling us that there might be some fears that you have around this, right? Because the Devil card can indicate fear. It could indicate some of you are dealing with a Capricorn as well, because this is going to represent Capricorn energy as well. But overall, it can indicate feeling kind of stuck or trapped in a cycle, right? The Star card could be like a soulmate who's coming in to kind of help you break out of the cycle. And Libra, maybe you're hesitant to go for the Star because you're feeling like, well, what if I don't want to be with the Star forever? What if I get out and I get my freedom and, you know, I get on my feet with this new way of life, and then I don't want to be with the Star anymore? I promise you, Libra, the Star is going to be all right. The star has been through hell and back and is going to be okay, right? The Star is evolved enough to where they can withstand that, and they can understand that everything is a gift and people come into our lives for a reason. So don't feel like you have to pressure yourself where you're like, well, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work out forever. I don't know if this is going to be a 2-month thing, a 2-year thing, a 20-year thing, till death do us part. I don't know what this is going to be. I don't think Star expects you to know what it's going to be, right? Star is just ready to live life in an inspired way. And so I feel that this is like your guiding star to kind of help you break out of the karmic thing, or break out of this life you're feeling very kind of stuck or trapped in, right? It's like I don't know if I want to say a space holder, because sometimes I talk about space holder soulmates, where there are certain soulmates that come into our life to make us feel safe, to make certain changes, but that's their only purpose in our life. It's in that way, it's not always romantic, right? It could be a friend, it could be a mentor, just someone who's giving you a space where you feel safe to release and open up and speak your truth and live in your truth. But this definitely has a romantic aspect to it, because after all, this is a love reading. But also, I feel that for a lot of you, the option here is like beyond just the space holder. Like this is a significant like potential for like, that's it. Like this is the person you're choosing to be with for the rest of your life. That potential is there for many of you, but you have free will and you get to decide what you want to do. And the Star recognizes that you have free will and that you get to decide what you need to do. So you don't need to feel pressured or obligated to, just because you chose something, to choose it forever, right? But anyway, here with this vortex card, this could also be very, very passionate energy as well. Maybe you're taking steps forward with this person physically, and it could be very, very intense as well. You all might have a very intense physical connection. Alrighty, my darlings, be sure to watch your moon sign, rising sign, your Venus. Some months those might resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. And don't forget to check out this weekend on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to be announcing the giveaway for August, which is why I chose these nails. I mean, they're pretty summery. They're very much like the sun, so I thought that was cool. But it reminded me of the giveaway for August, and I'll be announcing that on social media this weekend. And I'll be announcing the winners of the July giveaway this weekend as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Wishing you all a wonderful week. And a wonderful month. Hopefully I'll see you in the weeklies. Take care, Libra. Bye.